Welcome to Real Estate Success Partner. We're your hosts, Devin Nguyen,
David Nguyen,
and we're here to talk about how to have great success in any market. Today, guys, we've got a guest that's really near and dear to my heart, a great friend. We've known each other for a long time. We're also work associates. But David, you actually know this guest too, brother. So why don't we hear who do we have today?
Yeah, we got it. We do have a special guest, Devin.
Yeah.
Everybody always wonders who is this Garcia in the Garcia Nguyen team, and here he is. He's my partner. He's a big part of what we do on
Business
a daily basis.
partner. Let's get it right.
Yeah, he's my business partner.
I'm the one wearing pink, not the.
all the successes that we have is due to him. So
Yeah.
Kris,
Yeah.
Garcia.
I'm Kris with a K, Garcia, and
Yeah, Kris, how long you been with us, man? How'd you get in the business too, right? With us, yeah. Tell them how long you've been with us, but then talk about how you got in the business, right, and how you ended up here.
It's crazy because I used to work for United Healthcare, and they sent us all home, working from home, and
Yep.
I was just sitting there and behind the computer, and I was looking out the window, and I saw kids walking by and everything else, and I'm just like, I can't believe I'm here. I'm like, I'm just sitting in this office in this room. And I'm like, I want to get out and talk. I want to be out.
Yeah.
I'm a people person.
Yeah.
And
You're trapped.
yeah, I was. So a friend of
You're
mine,
helping people, but just not in the right place.
right, exactly. I wasn't on the phones at all. But I had gotten my loan officer license through another situation. It's called Primerica.
Okay.
And they're like a financial company that helps with people with life insurance and things like that.
Right.
So I ended up getting my license through there, but then I was like, I wanted to take it to another level.
Yeah.
And I found out that, you can actually be a loan officer. And I reached out to this one broker, and he gave me the opportunity to do it. I ended up having to cash in my 401k, because, he didn't give an upfront. And I made it happen. I mean,
So it took you a while. You got in. You didn't have a pipeline. You didn't know anybody, but you
Right.
just knew it's what you wanted to do.
yeah.
Right. So you put a leap of faith out there, took your investment
Yeah.
money out, and put it back into investing into your future.
Yeah.
Right. And that's where the start happened. Now, how'd you get here?
Well, hang on a second, Kris. Let's tell the audience how long ago was that, because let's age you a little bit here.
Yeah. That was back in 05. 05.
He's a fine wine, folks.
Yes, he is a fine one. I want to make sure everybody knows this is not yesterday.
Yeah, no, it was not. That was back in subprime days. This is when loans were almost given to anybody at that time.
You get a loan, and you get a loan, and you get a loan. John, you get a loan too, brother.
Exactly. Back in those days, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean,
The Oprah Winfrey show of lending, right?
yeah, exactly. That's a good terms right there. That's for real.
Yeah. Good stuff, man.
But no, just had to, just kind of start from there, and just moved into, getting into the different types of products. And
You transitioned when it was hard, right?
Yeah.
Because subprime
Oh, yeah.
shut down. It wasn't a pretty scenario for a lot of loan officers at that point in time.
Oh, yeah.
07, 08, if you guys don't know, these were some tough years. And you were working with whom at this point?
First South Mortgage. I believe
First
that's the broker.
South.
Yeah,
Are they still around?
I believe they are, but I think they're named something else.
First North?
No, no. First East. I
If you ain't first, you're last.
That's true.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. So First South, gone there, ended up here. How?
Through a friend.
Yeah.
And then I met you.
A great friend,
A great
by the way.
friend, yeah.
Because we're here together. You met Vu, David. Sorry. Stage name David. Yeah. You met David, and man, and you guys have just done some incredible stuff together.
Yeah.
Right.
We teamed up and found a way to make it work. It's basically just taking your role and running with it. And as long as each person does their role, it works perfect.
Well, the real estate success partners.
Yeah.
These are the real estate success partners. It's kind of like the Real Housewives, right? Yeah, no, the real estate success partners.
That's right.
of
We
Dallas,
should have our own show. Right?
I'm working on that, Kris. Don't worry.
I love it, man. I love it. So let me talk about this. So 2005 for you, but David, You didn't start in 2005, right?
No. So I'm a rookie in this business.
you look green.
I am real green. I started in October of 2018, and Kris and I partnered up in December of 2018. Our first real month was January of 2019.
I remember.
I don't think our audience knows my background is in payment processing. I spent 20 years as an executive VP for 2 startups that we grew to Fortune 100 companies.
Right.
I got burnt out.
Couldn't make it to 5.
Yeah, I was recruited to come work in this space, and I can tell you I love it. It's the most fulfilling job I've ever had in my entire life. It's to see the look on the borrower's face across that table whenever they're buying their first time home or their second home or whatever. It's special, man. It's
magic time.
If you have to, I consider us salespeople, and if you have to sell something, man, what a great product to sell. Someone's dream house, where they live, where they lay it down at night, where they feel safe.
It's a sell you can feel comfortable about at the end of the day, because you go home and you go, man, look what I did today. I connected these families to homes. And that's just an amazing thing, because, everybody wants to be a homeowner at some point in their life. And, you're building equity for those people, but you're also building memories for them. And like some of these people we help, and you guys both know this, you're a part of that. They never think that they can qualify.
Yeah.
You can help that person get into a house. Man, that's where the magic's made, right, David?
Oh yeah. So, to go on with our story, I knew I could sell. I knew I could sell anything. That's I have a gift of gab and a connection with people. When I approached you, Devin, I said, hey, I need to partner up with someone, because in this industry, there's things that you just don't know. You pointed towards Kris Garcia.
What did I tell you specifically? Do you remember?
I know exactly what he said. He said, he goes, I know how you work. And I know there's only one person in my branch that could keep up with the way you work, and the way and
has the knowledge,
and has the knowledge
and the background that you need, because you were green, right?
Yeah,
You were new at the time.
Yeah,
you're great at sales.
Yep.
You didn't know much about mortgage.
Yep.
Right. Kris knew how to do both, but Kris is a great back end guy. When you talk about guidelines, right, and understanding all the ins and outs, how to get somebody into a home, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get any better.
No. I call it, everybody's seen the Wizard of Oz, the great Oz. Kris is the great Oz, guys. He's the guy. He's behind the curtains. Everybody always asks, "Hey, who's this Garcia in the Garcia and Nguyen team?" I go, "You'll meet him. Do alone with us, and you will talk to him.
You'll meet him every time.
You'll meet him every single time. He, even though I'm the front of, or I call it the face of our franchise.
John and I were talking about this: front of the house and back of the house, right? For any successful restaurant, you've got to have a front of the house, and you got to have a back in the house. And if those two things aren't in symmetry, it doesn't matter how good the food is, or how good the service is. If they both don't come together, that experience is not going to be a great experience.
Well, let's take it one step further. You know what? It's my job to get the realtor relationships. It's my job to talk to borrowers, but I'm the first leg. Yeah. Once we acquire a borrower or an application, then I hand it off to our team, Kris and Jasmine, the rest of the people on our team, and they take it the rest of the way. Yeah. They take it from beginning to end. There's a lot of moving parts when it comes to loans or mortgages. It's not like you sit down and you go, you're approved. It doesn't work like that.
You get a loan.
You get a loan. There's a lot of moving parts. Right. I love it whenever someone goes, "Hey, what's my rate?" Well, we all know that's a
loaded question.
That's a loaded question because it's an algorithm.
It is.
For our audience that you don't know, you know what? Your credit score is a big factor. Your income is a big factor. Right. Your DTI, which stands for debt to income. All these numbers are algorithms that goes into what your rate is. People don't realize that, and so you got to have someone that understands the products and the services, because you know what they do every year? There's new products that comes out every year, and there's old products that get dismissed, and new guidelines and new. I mean,
it's crazy.
I mean, last time I saw, all these loans are backed by the government, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. And guess who regulates our industry? Well, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac.
It's hard money, and then you're not talking about great rates at all. Right?
No.
And you're going to pay the penalty for that. You're going to put more money down. You're going to pay higher interest rate. And normally when you start talking to somebody about that, they go, oh, no, I don't want to do that. Exactly. So you got to follow the rules.
Yep.
Right? And somebody's got to know the rules.
Yep.
And somebody needs to know how to articulate why the price is different for each person. Mm-hmm. And that's where the teamwork comes in.
Right? Oh, and the big part is communication, Devin.
Yeah,
every single one of our clients and every single one of our borrowers, every single one of our realtor relationship, what stands out amongst our us and everybody else is the communication. You know what? There's no lacking in communication. They can, on any given day, any given hour, nights, weekends, they can either get a hold of me or someone on the team.
That's right.
Full transparency, full communication.
Yeah. Well, and so obviously we know, David's doing a lot of the front work. He's setting up the relationships with the agents, and he's bringing in the leads, and he's doing a lot of communication with the client up front. But Kris, we also know that you're the guy that brings it all the way home, right? What's that look like for the consumer, right? When they step in the arena with David and Kris, and it gets to Kris, how's that process work for them?
So basically, me and Jasmine, Jasmine is part of our team. She's doing amazing.
We got to give her a plug, man. Jasmine's awesome.
Jasmine Marino. She's our secret sauce.
Lucky. Yeah, you guys are lucky.
And she is soaking everything in, and she's learning a lot. And I appreciate her a lot. And so basically, once I get to that point where I'm doing the loan consultation, I do four things. Is I'll talk about down payment.
Yeah.
I'll talk about estimated monthly payment.
Yeah.
I'll talk about closing costs, and then I go into what the process is going to be moving forward.
Yeah.
And
the education part.
Yeah, and that answers so many questions, for each borrower. A lot of them, they're like, I don't even know what to ask. But when I go through all of that, then they're like, I don't have any more.
That's why you got to ask the experts, right? But you mentioned something. You said the consultation, and I've worked with loan officers in the past that don't really have a process for a consultation. Normally you think of a consultation with an attorney, or you keep a conversation with a doctor, right? People don't always associate the mortgage as a consultation process, but you guys are changing that, right? So essentially, there's an intro where it's getting to know the consumer and what their needs are, but then there's a consultation point where you're going to take the time to sit down and you're going to walk them through all the things they need to know, answer their questions, right? And then tell them what the path to homeownership is going to look like.
Yeah, exactly. Then the time frame and everything. And when you give them that, then it just opens up, their mind. They're like, okay, now I know what to expect moving forward.
Relief.
What's the next step?
Somebody knows what the hell they're doing.
Well, let's take a few minutes. You're right, Devin. In this industry, not everybody does a loan consultation. Our loan consultation are typically about 30 minutes long.
That's right.
On average.
Down to the minute.
I want to take your humble hat off a little bit, Kris. The reason why we go through all these details is because we have first-time home buyers, we have second-time home buyers, we have all sorts of situations. No one situation is the same as others.
Right.
So our consultation is modified to our clients. So with that being said,
that's right.
You know what? You may be a first-time homeowner that needs down payment assistance, and we have to supply all the different products for down payment assistance. Or you may be a first-time home buyer that has something janky with their credit score or whatever.
Yeah.
Everything's a little bit different.
Difficult credit, something that needs to be repaired.
Kris is spending time with them to make sure they are comfortable, because let's take a few minutes there. This is the largest purchase of their life. There is not another purchase in their lifetime that is more expensive than this.
Right.
So people are scared a lot of times. The reason why we go through this is because we are coached by the Marketing Analysts of Freedom Club.
That's right.
And one of the things that they tell us to do is to educate.
That's right.
Because education, as part of what we do as a consultation, sets us apart from everybody else.
About
I didn't want to ambush you, Kris, but that loan
consultation. And I want to throw something out here too, guys, because you mentioned something. You mentioned, the consultation process, and the fact that you guys do that, and the fact that you're educating, and the fact that you know about all the different lending products that are out there. But let's talk about that, right? Is every loan officer prepared with that kind of information? No, right? Why? Because there's not a loan officer school where they teach you all the different products that are out there?
No.
I wish.
Right? So consumers, right? This is a pro tip, okay? Not every loan officer knows all the products that are available to you. Not every loan officer knows all the different benefits that you can get from these different products or the guidelines behind them, okay? So when you're working with a team that has that information, right, like the Garcia and Nguyen team, when you're working with the pros, okay, that's extremely important, because if you don't know how you're going to get qualified and the person on the other end only knows about one or two products, you may not end up with the right loan for you. But when you're working with these guys, David's going to take the time to investigate on that front end call. He's going to find out what your needs are. He's going to pass that over to Kris, and Kris is going to take out his Rolodex of products, right? And he's going to go, this customer looks best in this product, or this product, right? And at the end of the day, now you're going to set up a consultation that's custom made to the needs of the client, right? Is that
exactly.
is that how that works?
And I even explain it to them. You know, I'm like, this is going to be the best product for you, and this is why. And once I do that, then it just, you know, they completely understand, and they're like, that makes sense.
What if they want something different though? What if they go, well, that's not really what I want, Kris, right?
Then I explain why that product's not going to be the best fit for them.
But if they still want to do it,
if they still want to do it, and if it's possible, then I will definitely implement it. And
right. But you're going to make sure that you're educating them why the other options are potentially better.
Exactly.
For them, right?
Exactly.
And then letting them make the choice at the end.
Right. And I'll even show them. You know, I'll send them, you know, information they can kind of see. You know, everybody wants to see something, so therefore, when I can send that information over, then again, that's just, you know, it's just more knowledge.
You're going to present the information to them, and then you're going to do a consultation. You're going to educate them on why these options are the most suitable for their needs, and help them dial in to what's going to be the best choice for them.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it lets them make the choice, and you're giving them options.
Yeah, you know the reality of Devin is this, you know, our borrowers, just like everybody else, Google. Right, they research stuff on the internet or the media.
Information era.
We are in an information era, so you know, these are school teachers, doctors, lawyers, pilots,
educated people.
They're not necessarily loan officers and real estate agents.
That's right.
Okay, so with that being said, when they come to us, they're looking to the realtor to find them the best house for them. They're looking for their loan officers to find them the best loan on their behalf.
That's right.
So they're trusting us to guide them in that way. So I tell people all the time, especially to my realtor relationships, there is no questions with our borrowers, because you know what? They walk away from that transaction knowing that, hey, I'm 100% confident, this largest purchase of my life, and I have the backing of experts in the industry that I don't have to worry about.
Well, let's talk about experts in the industry, because I want to touch on something real quick. Obviously, you've been in the industry since 2005. You got in 2018, right? But when did you start for my branch?
In 2015.
2015. Okay. How many borrowers have you serviced since 2015? Guys, you should know this. How many's in that past customer database?
1,150.
1,150, or give or take a few, right? 1,150, right? So when you want to talk about expertise in the industry, these guys, just these two guys right here, right, to combine, have serviced 1,150 customers.
Closed loans. That doesn't mean loans we've touched.
Since 2015, that's 8 years, guys. That's a lot of customers served, okay? That's a lot of customers served. So you've helped a lot of families make the right financial decisions. So when you talk about experts in the industry and real estate success partners, you guys really are those experts, right?
I have to agree. And I mean, I know every single thing, but you know what? I would say 95%. And if I don't know,
you're being modest, brother. You're being modest, because I'm going to tell you right now, we've got a large branch, and when loan officers can't get a hold of me or our AE, Barry Palmquist, who are they going to for questions?
They're calling me.
I'll take it a step further. There's times when underwriters questions the process, and Kris checks the underwriters, which is
that's every day though.
That's every single day. So you're talking about
underwriters are humble about it too.
Oh yeah.
Say, look, we don't always know all the answers. If you've got information that will provide that this is the way to do it, we're 100% going to side with you. But let's talk about that real quick, David.
Yeah.
Does every loan officer know that they can challenge an underwriter?
No, because
how to challenge?
No, that's you know, I say it all the time. I am blessed to have Kris Garcia as my partner, because those are things I don't have to worry about. You know what? The fact that I know he'll challenge a decision, because it's not always, you know, just because it comes from an underwriter doesn't mean it's right.
100%.
And guess what? We've gotten several accounts.
Because there's a lot of guidelines. They change often, right? And the underwriters have training, but as things change, sometimes it gets difficult to hold on to all the moving parts. There's so many different products out there.
They're human just like us. And what they say about humans? We all make mistakes.
100%.
So,
and it's about how you handle those mistakes, because when you're humble about it, like our underwriters are, and say, hey, you know what? That's a great point. Let me take a look at it that way, and let's see if we can get it qualified. And 9 times out of 10, Kris, you're probably getting a loan closed for a family that, had it not come to you guys and gotten dropped into your hands and had your knowledge and expertise, they may have never been a homeowner.
True. Yeah, I love calling the underwriters whenever there's something in question, and they love hearing from me, and we work
Oh, you
together.
have a relationship.
Yeah, we have a relationship. That's right. That's right.
Let's talk about that too, guys, because that's not always the case with loan officers and underwriters, right? Sometimes, depending on the company that loan officers work for, there's been us against them kind of scenarios, right? I've seen this in previous years. We don't have that problem here, right?
Right.
Our underwriters are our friends. We can call, we can chat with them, we can joke around with them, and at the end of the day, they're making smart decisions. But when they've got something that's off, they're okay with being challenged as long as you're providing supporting documentation that this is something that borrower should qualify for.
And they'll take my call, and we'll talk it out and see exactly what's the solution.
Decisions. Making reasonable decisions.
I love it.
That's huge, man. That's huge. So, well, let's talk about this, man. We've talked a little bit about your personal life before, David. I mean, you're a family man, right, Kris?
Got a big family, man. Yes, I do.
I love it, dude. I love it.
3 kids.
3 kids.
And a wife, of course.
100%. And
I wouldn't have had 3 kids.
And your wife is amazing, right?
She is amazing.
Talk about, what's your wife's name? Talk about her.
Angela Garcia.
So you want to say anything to Angela right now?
I love you, baby.
I love you guys' sense of humor, by the way. I saw it right there. I spent a lot of time with these folks. We vacation together, man.
We have so much fun.
You guys are a pair.
Yes, it is.
By the way, coolest Halloween costume ever. They show up. This man is Chong. Wife is Cheech. Man,
oh my gosh.
They like to have fun.
Oh
really,
my
really
gosh. That was so much fun. Yeah. I mean, it was, I really didn't think she was going to do it.
She did it.
She did it.
She
I was like, oh my gosh.
I almost thought, I thought you'd Cheech with me.
I know, right? We walk up and everybody's like, it's Cheech and Chong.
It was epic. That was epic.
It was amazing.
Yellow shirt, suspenders. If you guys have seen Cheech and Chong, you know what we're talking about. So, anyhow, so amazing wife Angela, right? Great friend of ours, and 3 kids. And how old are kids?
20, 16, and 12. So I have the 2 older ones are boys, and then the youngest one's a girl, and she's actually getting braces right now. She's already calling me.
Skip that trip.
She's like, I don't want to look ugly. I'm like, you're going to look beautiful. Don't worry about it. You're going to be fine.
That's what dads are for.
Yeah.
That's what dads are for.
Right. That's right.
Love it, man. So family, man, but you guys still, you take time here to get stuff done for families every day. And you have your own successes with your family at home. By the way, I saw pics of the house today. I haven't been out there yet. Beautiful home. But I've got a quarrel to pick with you because you didn't tell me your brother does landscaping work. And I've needed a landscaper for a minute. So you better give me that damn number.
I'm definitely going to give you his number. Yeah, for sure. He does some really awesome work.
He does. You can plug him later because I'm telling you, man, great work. Yard looks amazing. I'm a little jelly. I'm not going to lie. So, but hey, man, so let's get back to the team, right? Let's talk about this. So you guys work together as a team, and you've got this great process. Talk us through the process, right? So you take the leads, you get the stuff prepared to the closing table and do some consultations. What's Jasmine do, right? What's this Jasmine girl we've heard about before?
She's our pre-approval specialist that does everything. So how it works is, imagine a funnel. You know what? Whether it's a realtor or borrower, or the case is, it starts with me. I'm the initial phone call. I'm the initial, hey, how you doing? Yep. Someone comes and says, hey, I'd like to get pre-approved for a house. They talk to me first. I take some preliminary notes. I send them an online application, and then at that point, Jasmine takes it.
Online application. What's that look like? Is that I've seen some of these in the past. They were kind of difficult.
No. This is very user friendly. So there's there's no going to a website. There's no. So we treat everybody with white gloves, Devin. Yeah. So the reason why we do that is because I want user-friendly ease.
That's right.
So whenever I talk to you, the first thing I get is your cell phone and your email address. Mm-hmm. And after I talk to you, boom. Before I even hang up, there's an online application. Text to
or is it click?
It's click and close.
That's right. It's click and close, right? So the application is there especially for the younger generations that don't want to talk to people all the time and want to self-serve. They can click and they can close, right? Now, there's some in between here because obviously there's got to be communication, but they click. The application is very simplified, and it tells them what to give you guys too, right?
Oh, yeah.
They can pull credit.
It does everything.
Their income and asset verification all through this one piece of software.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So it does a lot of the heavy lifting for you guys to streamline that process.
Yeah.
That's correct.
It makes it simplified for the consumer.
Yeah. Even for self-employed. If you say you're self-employed, it asks for specific documentation for that. I mean, it's It's an amazing system.
Yeah. So once they fill out the application, then that file is now handed off to Jasmine.
Okay.
Jasmine works all these files.
Well, let's be honest here. You say hand it off, but it's actually again,
automated.
It's automated.
It's automated.
It's documentation through her email.
Yeah.
Hey, you've got another application. It's time to get to work.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's not like I have to say anything. She just knows.
Exactly.
It's
poof.
Yeah.
It's to Jasmine.
It's again, processes, guys. We're a very process driven company. That's why I love working with Quick and Close. So the automation.
Genie.
The
we got
genie.
Jasmine. Right? And then we got,
Yeah. The automation behind it.
Where's Aladdin? I don't know. Anyways.
So Jasmine takes the application from pre-approval to consultation.
Yeah.
At this point, now it's handed off to Kris. Again, automation. She's setting up a time that's convenient for Kris to do a one-on-one.
Yeah.
And from there, Kris takes over. Kris.
Yeah. After that, I just make sure that everything's there, and make sure the income is calculated the way it needs to be. And if we need a little bit more income, then I'll see if we can maybe, work in some more income.
T's, you're dotting the
Yeah,
I's,
so
you're
making sure all that's there.
everything's
Yeah.
in place. Yeah.
And then
if it's missing something or you need information, are you reaching out to the customer?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But for our realtor relationship, here's where the magic and here's where the difference is. We are a correspondent lender. That means
we're actually a bank.
We're a bank.
We're correspondent and a bank.
And bank,
we have our own products that we actually provide.
Right.
And then we have access to other products. So in fact, we allow for other lenders to broker with us. So
Right.
we are a true bank.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So basically, what that means is our underwriters are in-house guys. They're
right.
not third party. They're not outsourced. Hence the relationships that we have for them. So by the time they get finished with Kris with the loan consultation, 95% of everything they need to give us is already there.
That's right.
So we can go one of two ways. We can pre-underwrite to where I can send to underwriting, and by the time they have an executed contract, it's already done, Devin.
Yeah.
Or we choose to slow play. It depends on where they are at or where. It's
let's
a
talk
massive
about that.
difference for
let's
realtors.
talk about that. So essentially what you're saying is the realtor can stand behind the process because not only has Kris put his eyes on it, right, and said, yeah, T's are crossed, I's are dotted, income's been evaluated, assets have been evaluated. This borrower qualifies, right? And you can put a bank on that because we have a 21-day close guarantee
Yes.
that we can present as well that says, hey, we'll close this loan in 21 days or we will pay up to 1% of the loan amount of $3,000. And if you use click and close title, up to 2% of the loan amount and $3,000. We will guarantee that. That is a guarantee that we will get it to the table, okay? So we've got a guarantee you guys can put behind it. But in addition to that, if it does need to have that second look by an underwriter where you have a true pre-approval with conditions, we can transition that over.
Yeah,
and that's a borrower the agent can stand behind. So your agents know this is a qualified borrower.
And it's done. I mean, that's a pre-underwritten file.
Yeah.
Means
You're just waiting for a property and appraisal,
that's
some
it.
title.
That means
Yeah.
it's done.
Maybe a couple of updates.
It's already been underwritten.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is why we get one touch clear closes. Let's talk about that, right?
yeah.
We have one touch clear closes all the time.
Because
right?
of our processor.
Well,
Julie.
hold on. Because of your processor. Julie's amazing. So don't let me pass on that.
No.
Julie's amazing, but also because of your team.
Right.
Because of your team, because he's getting the right information up front to set you up. Jasmine's making sure that she's putting it all together for you in a pretty package. You're getting on the phone. You're having a consultation. You're making sure that everything's qualified, right? Mm-hmm. And then when it gets handed off to your amazing processor, Julie, right? Julie's a special kind of processor, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, the woman's done amazing things for us, but what a great track record of one-touch closes because she knows what the underwriter knows. She actually may as well be an underwriter because, in fact, during COVID, when we were doing all those VA loans, she was pre-underwriting every one of our VA and FHA files for the underwriters.
Mm-hmm.
So again, an amazing back-end process. So again, stand behind approvals. Right?
Yeah.
Your agents can stand behind. If they go to Garcia and Nguyen, you can win with Garcia and Nguyen.
One of the many reasons our realtors choose to do business with us.
Well, then let's talk about one more thing, and then I know we got to wrap this up because we're getting close to the end, but let's talk about one more thing, communication, right? So we talk about communication and communication with agents and making sure that there's updates and they have understandings of what's going on throughout the process, communication with borrowers. I know this, but not all of our viewers know this. What does that communication process look like for you guys, right? How are you staying in front of these people so that they can have the confidence in knowing that when they throw the loan over to Garcia and Nguyen team, that they're going to know what's going on from start to finish?
We follow a system.
Yeah.
Everything we do is systematic. It's not like I wake up on Monday and go, what am I going to do today? Chris doesn't wake up on Monday and go, what am I doing today?
Right.
We have a system that we follow on a daily basis to move from A to Z. Monday we do a specific thing. Tuesday we do a specific thing. Wednesday we do a specific thing. So I'll just kind of share some of that stuff. It really starts with Tuesday. So any file with an executed contract, we call everybody involved in that transaction every single Tuesday.
Borrower, co-borrower,
Listing agent,
the
realtor, title company,
agent,
and insurance company,
to
make sure that everybody's up to date on that file.
And let's talk about that, guys, because traditionally you may call every once in a while and talk to the agent. You may talk to the buyer, but you guys always talk to the agent. You always talk to the buyer. You always talk to the list side agent.
Every week.
Right. And so normally the buy side agent is trying to coordinate all this, and they're confused about the process and they don't know what's going on. So they got to track the loan officer down, right? And then if they get the loan officer on the phone, now they go back and they tell the borrower what's going on, they tell the agent what's going on, they tell the title company what's going on. But you guys, every Tuesday, you're picking up the phone and you're calling the borrowers, you're calling the buy side agent, you're calling the list side agent, you're calling the title company and the insurance agent, and you're saying, hey, this is what's going on with the file. So everybody's updated, and this is every single week?
Every single week.
After contract.
After contract.
But you do some stuff before contract too, right?
Yeah.
So you get the lead from the agent. What happens then?
So let's talk about that lead. So a realtor refers someone, as soon as we pass it off and start working it, we have a rule. Touch the lead, touch the agent. What does that mean? So if we talk to the lead or the borrower 3 times in one day, guess what? Our realtor relationships gets 3 emails or 3 contacts points of what's going on with that email. Do you know why we do that? It's because we want our realtor relationships to know what's going on with
clear communication.
Communication. There's never a
from
time,
start to finish.
There's never a time they give us a lead and they call us a week later and go, "Hey, what's going on with lead?" That just doesn't happen in our world.
Well, you guys track it.
We track everything. In fact,
electronically.
We are the only company that I know of. If there's another one out there, please let me know. That if you give me a lead, if it was 5 months ago, I can go back to that lead. It timestamps the last conversation, and I can go back to exactly what was said.
Well, you can pull a report that shows you all that data.
Yeah. So when I talk
each agent, by agent,
when I talk about full transparency and nothing gets lost. In fact, we have a thing once a month with my realtor relationships. I send them a list of every lead they've given back to us, and they come back to me and go, "Hey, is there anything I need to follow up on that maybe I missed?"
Right.
And you talk about a difference maker. You know what? What's that?
You're giving them a report card of the leads they've given you.
Yes.
And you're letting them know what's going on with it every single month. And sometimes, I know you've told me about this before, you'll have an agent that gets the report and goes, I forgot all about so-and-so.
All the time.
Yeah. But you didn't.
No.
And what do you do every single Thursday to make sure that doesn't happen?
Every single Thursday, we're calling our pre-approvals and looking. Okay.
So your people that are out there looking for houses.
Yep. We're calling them. We're future casting. We're making sure that, they're out there looking at houses.
And this is after they've been pre-approved by you and Chris.
Yep.
Right. And so now it's Thursday.
Yep.
And this happens every single Thursday.
Every single
Thursday.
Thursday.
They get an update call.
They get an update call. Hey, what do you need? You're looking at houses. What are you doing?
How's that house hunt going?
Yeah, how's that house
hunt? Did you find that perfect house?
Exactly.
The backyard with the pool you told me about?
Exactly.
We know they're going to start looking over the weekend.
Yeah. So we want to be there for our clients, and
top of mind.
And top of mind. And also, you know what? We want to let the realtors know, hey,
so you call the borrower, then what do you do?
Then I call the realtor to let them know. Because a lot of times, you know what? The borrower will say something like, hey, I was looking at this new build. I'm thinking about going there this weekend. And they haven't told the realtor yet.
Yeah.
So
what happens when they get there to the new build sometimes? What have you guys seen happen to the build?
Oh, the new build tries to, take that.
Wrangle them in
or whatever.
Close them right there.
Yeah. So
then you've spent time with them and the agent spent time with them.
Yep.
And all of a sudden they've got a contract without their agent involved.
Exactly.
Yep. But you're making sure that doesn't happen.
No. So again, we fully communicate with everybody involved to make sure everybody's on the same page. So if that happens, I'm just letting the agent know, hey, he said he's going to look at this new build. You might want to touch base with him. And then our agents are Johnny on the spot.
Real estate success partners.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I love it, man. Well, guys, we're going to go ahead and get close to closing this one out. I know we've ran a little over our normal time, but Chris, brother, I know we're going to have you back again. It's great to finally see the dynamic duo here together, right?
Right.
At the end of the day, brother, is there anything that we didn't ask you today that you'd like to talk about? Anything that you want to share?
No, honestly, I think I've said everything.
I know that's not true. I've hung out with you. You can talk, my
That's
brother.
true. That's true.
In fact, sometimes I can't get you out of the room.
That is true. That is true, 100%. Only certain people know that.
Told you, man. Great friend of mine. We go way back. And, again, great hands with these two. David, how about you, brother?
No, man, I think we discussed everything. I'm glad the people got to see my better half.
You guys are both the best half, right? You're both the best half. And you guys got to know that, right? This team works because of the two of you. The symmetry that you guys have together, the fact that you guys really know how to work as a team and that you utilize a process to create a great experience for the consumer. So, guys, if our viewers or followers want to find you, how are they going to find you guys? How do they get a hold of Garcia and Nguyen?
You can reach us 24/7 at 214-794-9100. That's 214-794-9100. Or you can find us on our website at thedubuqueteam.com. That's thedubuqueteam.com.
And that's my name. I'm Devin Nguyen, and this is
David Nguyen.
And we're your real estate success partners. If you want to find us, you can check us out at www.realestatesuccesspartner.com. Again, that's realestatesuccesspartner.com. And if you want to check out these cool podcasts or see them live on YouTube, so find us there at realestatesuccesspartners.com, or you can find us on all your major viewing platforms: iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, any of your viewing or listening media sites. We're going to be there. Please subscribe. We love those 5-star reviews, but that's it for today. So thanks for stopping in.
See you guys.